Favorite game to play, guys? What game do you play with your family? How many guys got a game you play with your family? What's yours? Scream it out on three. 1, 2, 3. How many guys play Uno with your family? Raise your hand if you're an Uno family. Who plays backgammon? Any backgammon family? We don't have a lot of Middle Easterns. How many of you guys play dominoes? Raise your hand if you play dominoes. How many of you guys try to play spades? Try to play spades, but you get embarrassed by two Armenians. Raise your hand, Jamie and Swazo. We haven't finished it yet. Respect, Jamie, wherever you are. I'm going to give you the respect. But Swazo, you're a different story, right? So, for me, you know what's the coolest game I've ever played? Not Monopoly, not poker. This is my favorite game I've ever played. It's my favorite game ever, capitalism. It's the crazy. You guys know I feel like I'm playing a game. I don't know if you understand. It's my favorite game I've ever played. He says, what do you love about this game? I said, let me tell you what I love about this game. I said, you know when you're like competing and you come up with a class and there's like a class of 10 of you and everybody's talking a big game and you're inside saying what? What are you saying inside? Let me say it one more time. You know how everybody's talking a big game? What are you telling yourself? Well, honestly, what are you telling yourself? Think about what you're really telling yourself. What are you telling yourself? You say you're going to whoop your ass. What else are you telling yourself? Be honest, some of you guys. What are you telling yourself? How many guys are like this one? How many guys are like, oh, I'm going to whoop your ass? Shit, I don't know if I can, bro. That guy's good. How many guys relate to that? How many guys are like, if these guys find out who I am, there's no way in the world they're going to take me seriously. So I'm more this guy. I'm more this guy. Because I will look at him like, man, that guy's a lawyer. I mean, you just have to go in the field and go like this. Yes, I think you need to buy this life insurance policy because I used to be a lawyer from USC grad, You're like, all right, man. He said, if you're a lawyer and you're USC, I will buy this insurance. So I come up. Okay, so I think you need to buy this insurance policy because I used to work at Bally's and my dad was a cashier at a 99-cent store, and I think you need this insurance policy. So I said, wait, your dad was a what? He was a cashier at a 99-cent store, and that's why you need this policy, right? So I'm done. I can't compete with that guy. But you know what did happen? Here's the other part as well. Gradually, you go and you watch a couple flinch. And you're like, man, that guy's so full of shit. He just talks. Trust me. You all know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. And you'll go, like, you'll be in a fast start school and everybody's like, I'm going to hit FA first. And that guy quits the next week. Has that ever happened to you or no, right? I'm going to be the one hitting President's Club. Watch me. I'm going to have 10 guests this Saturday. Boom, you can never get a hold of him. You can never get a hold of him, right? And you're like, okay. Then eventually you realize about 90% of people are full of it. 90% of people, whatever they say, they're full of it. They don't mean it. They're just saying it because they know that's what you want to hear. So then once you graduate the 90% and you get to the next level, guess what there's at the next level? A new level of 90% people that are full of it as well. What happens when you get to the next level? Guys, there's full of it 90% at MD level, full of it 90% at SMD level, full of it 90% at VP level, full of it 90% at council, NBC, and SBC. At every level, there's full of it. Except they're less full of it than the level before them. You just don't want any person that says you're going to do this and you're not. So I said, you know what I love about capitalism? He says, what? I said, what do you want your life to be? You pick and choose. However big, however small, whatever you declare, you can have that life. I love this game. I love this game. I wanted this life. When I watch what's going on in the company right now, it's kind of interesting to me. Because we're at a phase right now that there's no more talking going on. Everything's about action. The debate, when it happens, trust me, people are going to call you out if you're not on stage. And if they don't, they're cowards. And they're not cowards. You're going to get called out. And if you don't get called out, it's a very diplomatic debate. And you know what I'm going to do from the back? Boo! We'll be booing from the back. What a terrible debate. That guy's scared. You're scared, George. Say something. George said, I'm not scared. Say something about the other guy. You'll see some people are going to be so proper, diplomatic with their answers, trying to not offend anybody. What are you afraid of? Competition. It's the part of the game. It's going to be competitive. Trust me, there's going to be call-outs tomorrow night at Directors and Up. How many guys are excited about Directors and Up? By the way, how many guys are like, dude, I'm not excited about Directors and Up, dog. I just kind of want to go home. You know, I'm not excited about directors enough because I know my numbers are not good. No problem. It's your numbers, you own them, you put them up. It was your choice. But the greatest thing about this, here's all I'll tell you. The best part about what happened the last 12 months, I have driven you the least to independently grow. Those of you who have grown the most the last 12 months, you did it. I didn't push you. I don't know if you understand what I just said. If you grew the last 12 months, you grew the last 12 months. If you grew the last 12 months, you chose to grow the last 12 months. These guys just celebrated their 13th or 13th year anniversary, I think a couple days ago. I sent them a message, congratulated them on their anniversary. George just became 37, I want to say 10 days ago or something like that. He's 3 years away from 40. I mean, it's an old man at this point, right? Seriously, it's like, this is it, retirement for George at 37, right? 36 or 37, am I? 37. I met this guy when he was 18 years old, 19 years ago. Crazy, right? 19 years ago. Nowadays, I don't get to say 10 years ago. Nowadays, I say, you know, I was in the Army 20 years ago, and I'm like, I actually wasn't in the Army 20 years ago. I was in the Army 24 years ago. Isn't that kind of weird when you say 20 years ago? Terrence, I'm sure you're experiencing this as well, because we're about the same age, right? Here's the moral of the story. Best part about the guy asked me a question about Art Williams today. There's a great question about Art. This is, how do you feel about Art? You know, have you guys ever met each other? Have you guys ever, I said, listen, I have so much respect for the guy because without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now because I related to big thinkers. I relate to guys that are going. I relate to guys that want to max out life, go lights out, not just something they're doing once they become rich. I got a lot of respect for that. So, wherever you are, folks, whether you're at a phase right now where you're super excited, FYI, just so everybody knows, 95% of the company's vice president's income for the first 7 months of the year is higher than last year's 7th month of the year. Let me say it again. 95% of everyone's income is up first 7 months over last year. We've never had a 7 month like this before. Ever. Last month was the biggest profitable month we've ever had in the history of PHP. Biggest profitable month we've ever had in the history of PHP. They've never seen these types of numbers before. So this is going to a whole different place. And if we're talking about types of bonuses we're paying today, wait till you see 5, 10, 15 years from now on what's going to happen to some of you guys. So the best part of my message, remember I had the rookie MD stand up. I was in a room, right? I was a rookie MD with another guy named Eric Olson, and nobody had a clue who we were. But we knew we wanted to compete. We were insecure whether we were good enough or not, but we were also hungry to want to compete. Fast forward now, he just crossed $12 million a year income. Is what he crossed. Over 12 million. And I'm doing okay. Getting paid a little bit more than UPS workers. A little better than this UPS workers. 49 bucks an hour, whatever it is, right? So, here's what we're going to be doing. Board councils, all of you guys, get around each other, okay? Grab your